good, Commanders fans? Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's video. The Commanders made a move here. I'll make a quick video for you guys. They signed quarterback Tyree Jackson, who is 6'7", 250 pounds, very athletic for his size. You look at him coming out in 2019. He had a 9.94 RAS score. He actually, so at the 2019 NFL Combine, he had elite size, speed, and explosive quarterback. He posted the highest RAS score in the 2019 NFL Combine. He ran a 4.5 940-yard dash. His hand size elite, arm length elite. Just a lot of things were elite at the Combine. He has 4.59 speed and near 90th percentile arm length, wingspan, and hands. And he moves well. So I'm not gonna get super excited about signing him to the practice squad and whatnot, but I feel like there's something a little bit there. We know he was a quarterback at Buffalo, and he put up some good numbers at quarterback. Then he transitioned. He actually played for the DC Defenders as well behind Cardell Jones, and he was the backup quarterback on that team. And then the virus happened in that year, and then they canceled the season after that. So then he transitioned to tight end. He signed with the Eagles, and then he signed with the Giants to their practice squad. He signed to the Eagles practice squad. He caught a touchdown with the Eagles as well. His first catch of his career, he caught a touchdown pass. It was a shovel pass from Gardner Minshew. And then in that same game, he tore his ACL. So some injuries have hampered him. I know we did the same thing kind of with signing a quarterback, transitioning him to a tight end, Armani Rogers. And the ironic thing is that the Eagles signed Armani Rogers when we cut him. So it's like, we're taking him away from the Eagles. The Eagles released him. He was a free agent. And we pick him up. So you know how the NFC East things go. But 34 and a half inch vertical jump, which is really darn good. The 3-cone drill, 7.09 seconds. For a 6'7" guy, that's really darn good. 20-yard shuttle, 4.28 seconds is really good as well. His Wonderlic score was really good as well. Like I said before, 40-yard dash, 4.59. As a quarterback, his last year for Buffalo, he threw 28 touchdowns and 12 picks. That doesn't really matter now. And 7 rushing touchdowns. So that does show how much of an athlete he is and how he has a knack of getting into the end zone. Just that big body, the length, and the catch radius, and the speed that he has. And looking at some of his highlights in the preseason and a little bit with the Eagles and Giants, he does have some yak ability. We know Zach would most likely catch the football, but he had no yards after the catch ability at all. He just gets the ball, falls forward, or really just falls down. We know he's 34. Tyree Jackson is 27 years old. He's 6'7", 249 pounds, from Michigan. I mean, this guy is a big fella. So, I mean, Cole Turner is still on the practice squad too. Colson Yankiv, I think he's on injured reserve. And Zach Ertz, I'm not going to say it's bad news for Zach Ertz for Sunday, but it kind of shows that he most likely won't be playing. Concussions, man, they're just tricky and they're tough. I mean, like I said, they linger. We see what's going on with Austin Eckler. I know Austin Eckler just had his second concussion. But even when Austin Eckler had his first concussion, he did miss the game after the Bengals game. Then he came back the following week. So we got to see what happens with Jeremy Chin, too. Maybe they sign a safety to the practice squad, or they just, go with Derek Forrest starting at safety, Percy Butler on there, too. And then Bobby Price is a cornerback / safety on the practice squad as well. But I'm intrigued by Tyree, man. I'm intrigued. And actually, I just like looking at guys that we sign and stuff. It doesn't matter if it's a practice squad or whatever. He did have 2 catches for 34 yards against the Lions in the preseason. He had a catch of 18 yards from Tommy DeVito. So that's pretty solid right there. And then with the Eagles, a couple of years ago in the preseason, he had 3 catches for 31 yards, and he played with Marcus Mariota, Tanner McKee, and Ian Book at the quarterback position. And then another game in the preseason, he had 2 catches for 41 yards, 20 yards per catch. So that intrigues me, man. And I know we got Ben Sitton, we got John Bates, but if this guy has to come in and play, you have a big red zone threat, a big red zone target. So it would be intriguing to see if he did leapfrog Cole Turner and actually got elevated to the roster just because we needed another tight end. So we'll see, if he can come in and block and play. I wouldn't expect anything too crazy. Even in 2020, even his relative athletic score for tight ends is really good. Not just for quarterbacks, but I'll read this tweet from Kent Lee Platt, who does the RAS score. So he said Tyree Jackson went undrafted as a quarterback. In the 2019 draft class, he scored a 9.8 RAS out of a possible 10 as a tight end. Where he plays now, this ranked 18 out of 855 tight ends from 1987 to 2019. So I mean, he's an athlete. He's an athlete. So like I said, give this guy a chance. He ran in for a touchdown for the Buffalo Bills when he was on their practice, when he was on their team in the preseason. He ran in for a touchdown against the Vikings. So there's some things that he's done, man. He had look at some other stats for Tyree here real quick. Then I'll wrap it up for the write up on Tyree Jackson. But yeah, he had one rush touchdown I talked about. He had one passing touchdown as well. So he went 30 for 57, 30 for 57 passing in the preseason as well. So yeah, that's really the write up for it. He was the MAC Offensive Player of the Year in 2018. He was first team All MAC in 2018 as well. 3 catches, 22 yards, and 1 touchdown in his career. So he hasn't really done much. Had 3 starts for the Eagles and played in 9 games. Played in 5 games for the Eagles, and then he played in 2 games for the Giants in 1 start, and did not record a stat at all in 2022 or in 2021. But with the Eagles, he had 3 catches for 22 yards before he got injured with the torn ACL. So, like I said, Jaden doesn't have a lot of weapons, man. We brought in KJ Osborne to help out with the offensive firepower. Eckler being out too, so maybe they sign Boston Scott too for Eagles week and to get another former Eagle in here in the building. We might as well do that too. So, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think as always. Commanders. Peace.